Maayong adlaw! It's Rain Baltrack here, Miss Cebu 2016, and if you haven't yet, hit subscribe because I'm sharing my experiences with eczema and topical steroid withdrawal. I've posted 2 videos already that you can check out, and stay tuned for more because there are tips and tricks I would like to share to help you in your process. In this video, I was kind of hoping to discuss how the TSW turned into an infection. Allergies. Anyway, so topical steroid withdrawal is when your body is withdrawing from steroid use, and when your body was on steroids, your body becomes dependent on it. So it's unable to do certain things in your immune system to help support you, and instead, now when you're off it, your body is like hypersensitive to so many environmental factors and even food factors, which I will discuss in another video. So in order to help your process of healing, of managing, then I will discuss that here. So in order to help aid your process of healing or management, then that's what I'm hoping to accomplish in this video. So I've got my little notepad here to help keep me on track, because sometimes I can go on tangents, especially when I'm very excited. So what I wanted to first discuss here is that sometimes, you know, you've got siblings, you've got parents, you've got friends, and you want to share clothing or shoes. Sorry, no, don't do that, because your body is hypersensitive. So you want to lessen the probability of getting an infection, because having a bacterial infection or a fungal infection or both really suck. And trust me, because the peak of my infection was happening in October and November. There are things happening in our body that we don't see to the human eye, but inside our cells, our neutrophils are trying to protect us. And in order to do that, we need to take precautions. So one thing that you can do to help support yourself is to just avoid sharing clothing. Something else is to avoid perfumes, because fragrances can sometimes exacerbate eczema. So when you're washing your clothes, I highly recommend looking for soaps that are fragrance-free and sensitive-friendly, because that will really help you manage your condition. At the same time, it's best to avoid materials in clothing that can make you itchy. Most common, this is polyester, nylon, wool. In some cases, it's cashmere, viscose. So just be careful, because some people react differently than others. So just test it out. In my case, I am very safe with using cotton, silk, and linen. So, you know, do some research, test it out, see what works for you. And if it works, stick to it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's very common that people with eczema are safe with cotton, silk, and linen because of the fibers of these materials. So that's why I'm sharing this with you, and hopefully it will help. Next off is that when you're going outside, I highly recommend wearing a hat with full coverage, because in some TSW cases, you are hypersensitive to the UV rays of the sun. And when that happens, it's always best to protect yourself. So despite already wearing a hat, you will see me also using an umbrella, just to give extra protection to myself. And some umbrellas actually have UV ray protection in them. So it's a good investment, especially long term, and you don't lose your umbrella, then I recommend getting those. These are just great because in my case, I experienced some Dyshdrotic eczema flares, and those are these really, really annoying blisters with water in them, and if you pop it, they spread more. So if you get things like that, then this is my trick to help avoid it, and wearing long sleeves and long pants. I know that in the summer it's not quite nice, but if you can get loose baggy clothing, then it is not that bad. Now, if you're going to sleep at night, something that helped me lessen the probability of scratching at night and further exacerbating my eczema is wearing 100% cotton gloves. You need to protect yourself from yourself, because I don't know why, but we harm ourselves in our sleep, and we don't do it on purpose. It's something just like that ends up happening to people with eczema. You end up like scratching yourself to death because it's just so annoyingly itchy. So this is a way of managing that. Just wear cotton gloves. And if you're someone like me where you've got eczema on your hands, what you can do is apply your moisturizer, your lotions, your creams, whatever, and then you wrap it up in cling wrap or glad wrap, and then you put the glove over it. And then what this does is that now you can not only protect yourself from scratching yourself, but you can also lock in the moisture. So this is quite a neat trick to use that helped me, and I hope it helps you. In some of my stories on my Instagram, I discussed a little bit about zinc oxide. So
when you have eczema, you have to treat yourself like you're an adult-sized baby, where you have to take very, very good care of your skin. So something that I use
to help like improve the wound healing process is this ingredient, zinc oxide. So obviously this is for nappy rashes for babies, but I couldn't find any other product that offered it at 40%. So that is a really good sign. You want to make sure that when you buy a product, it's mostly of that something. Like, you don't want the ingredients list to be so long with unnecessary ingredients. You want it to be pure. So this is the zinc oxide that I use. And then when it comes to pyrithione zinc, so you want it to be at least 1% in the shampoo that you're using in order to have and maximize on its healing properties and effects. So zinc helps the healing process of wounds, and zinc oxide is a topical ointment that you can apply that will help hasten the healing process of your skin. Now, for some people, they find it a bit warm to the touch, but if you can endure the sensations, then I would recommend using it and even mixing it with petroleum jelly, because that will help not only with the healing, but then now you have moisturization, and together it might help you in your process and in your recovery. So wrap it up in cling wrap. I know it's a bit funny to look at, so I recommend doing it at night, or if you're going to stay home for the day. If you're going to go outside, I don't know how you feel about it, because it does get quite messy, but if you're willing to risk it like how I did one day cycling, then give it a try. In my next video, I'll be talking a little bit about food. It's a long video, so watch out, but stay tuned, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'm always happy to help.